All right, friends, we're starting off in a child's pose. So put your big toes together and sit on your heels. And if you like, you could take your knees kind of wide. And that'll get more down into your really lower hip creases and way down into your low back. Okay, if you want to take your knees together, it'll still get your hips and your low back. It's just a little different. So feel free to play. You bring your forehead down. Maybe wiggle a little bit to make the posture a little looser. I'm going to take some big breath here. Big inhales through your nose, filling up your lungs, puffing open your belly. All soft in your torso. Big exhale, squeezing your belly muscles in towards your spine and compressing that rib cage. So keep slowing down that breath. Watch it get really big and really complete. Allow the exhales to make a little extra cleaning out. At the very bottom of your exhale, see if you could squeeze out a little more air. All right, and when we really use those strong belly muscles, what we're doing is strengthening your low back support system. Okay, so take care of your low back by strengthening your belly. Okay, friends, from here, let's just bring in some movement. Just walk your hands out away from you. Lift your armpits and kind of rock your head to look under one armpit at a time. So remember, when you extend your arms, it's tempting to move your shoulders up by your ears. But do the opposite and keep your shoulders very far away from your ears so your neck feels long. Okay, side to side, looking under one armpit, looking under the other. And keep that big breath. All right, and then walk your fingers a little bit further forward so your hips come up in the air. And then we're gonna do the same thing here, just a little more weight of your upper body moving down toward the floor, looking under one armpit, looking under the other. You're feeling your chest and shoulders kind of peel open toward the floor. And then from here, pull yourself all the way up to hands and knees. And you might need to take your hands back a little bit so they're underneath your shoulders. Okay, and let's get the right leg out in the air behind. So bend that right knee and point the right toes up at the ceiling. And then make sure we have a few things really strong and stable here. We want strong upper body pushing the floor down. So push the floor away from you. Pull your elbows inward slightly so your chest is engaged. Okay, you feel that? And then lift your belly button away from the floor so that the low back is safe. And then make sure that right hip is tucked under so that it's internally rotating. And then keep that internal rotation, keep the strong belly. As you inhale into a cow pose shape, pulling back on your hands, moving your heart forward, could you bring your right toe toward the back of your head? And it doesn't matter how close it goes, okay? It probably won't touch unless you're a circus performer. And then with your exhale, pull that right knee all the way underneath you to your nose. Pull your nose to your knee as well. Let's do that again. Inhale, cow pose shape, pulling back on your hands, heart forward, right toe towards your head. And then cat pose shape, pushing the floor, rolling that knee to your nose. So let's do a few more like this. They don't have to be dramatic. They can be really gentle and soft and slow. So kind of start to feel out the vibe and the pace of your practice today. It's going to be different every day. Okay, notice how this hip feels swinging through its full range of flexion. And the right hip is moving through the full range of extension. Okay, taking your spine through flexion as it rounds and extension as it arches. Bringing some heat to your back. Okay, next time you pull that right knee in towards your nose, let's hold it right there and breathe. Push the floor and breathe. So you can stay right here. Okay, or you can play around a little bit with balance. I like to play and explore. Try coming up on your left kneecap. You'll just bend your bend your left knee as well. Point your left toe up at the ceiling. So just balancing on that left kneecap. And then try spreading your right fingers wide and reaching forward with your left hand. So just balancing on your right hand and your left kneecap. Try it one more time. If it didn't work, big breath in. And then exhale, drop both hands, drop both knees, tuck your toes here, and lift your hips up and back. Go ahead and walk your hands back to your feet and just hang a little bit. Shake it off. All right, hang your upper body, bend your knees generously as you sway, and just shake it off for a moment. Allow that spine to really hang and allow the legs to loosen up a little bit as you gently move them. Okay, we're gonna roll it up from here. So strong feet, okay, pushing down into those heels. Inhale as you roll and stack yourself up. Think of lifting your heart up top. Okay, lifting your hands, maybe look up at your hands for a teeny tiny back bend. And then exhale, hinge it, fold yourself all the way down to a forward fold. Back to the floor, okay. Palms come down here. We're gonna walk the hands forward on your inhale. And then exhale with your knees down, your back down on hands and knees, back where we started. Okay, so let's do the other side, just like that. We'll get the left leg out behind, bend that knee, point the toe at the ceiling. And then before we start to move, we need to make sure we're aligned and we're engaged. So push the floor, elbows in, your chest is on, belly muscles are on, lifting upward, and the left hip is engaged and turning inward. And then we can move. Inhale for that cow shape, pulling your heart forward, left toe points at your head. Okay, exhale for the cat shape, push the floor, draw that knee to your nose. Let's do a few more like that. Inhale, cow. Remember you're in a long neck. Okay, exhale, cat. Again, inhale. Extended spine, extended hip, extended left hip. And then exhale, flexed spine, flexed left hip. So notice how the back of your body feels here. Notice the front. Okay, let's do one more. And then next time you pull that right knee, sorry, that's the left knee. You pull the left knee to your nose, hold it right there and breathe. And we'll play around with balance. So the knee to the nose is happening. You can stay right here. You can balance on that right kneecap here, pointing the right toes up. And if you spread those left fingers wide, put some extra weight in the left hand. Maybe reach forward with the right. Okay, it's okay if it doesn't work the first time. Try it again. Whew, it's challenging. One more big breath here. And then let it go. 2 hands down, 2 knees down. Tuck your toes and lift those hips up and back. Walk your hands back to your feet here. And just take a moment, shake it off. Sway side to side. And then sway forward and back as well. Rocking up on your toes, back on your heels. Getting the legs a little more awakened. Toes, heels, toes, heels. Okay, we're gonna roll it up. So find solidity in your feet and inhale, press into the floor, roll it up. Nice and slow, lifting your heart up top, maybe a teeny back bend as you look up at your hands. And exhale, hinge it all the way down. Come on down to your fold. Palms touch the floor. You can bend those knees to make that happen. And with your inhale, walk your hands forward for a momentary plank pose, okay? Nice little plank pose. You can always put your knees down in plank, by the way. And with your exhale, press it back to downward facing dog, our first down dog of this practice, and walk it out. Walk out your heels, roll your shoulders all around. Okay, just feeling some extra warmth building here in your upper body, opening up the backs of the knees if you could. And then keep in mind just a few things to think about with downward facing dog. We want to think of the upper body being really long and the arms being in a line with your spine. In other words, you're trying not to let your shoulders go forward so that your arms make an angle with your spine. We want 180 degrees. So if you need to put a bend in your knees to keep the arms in line with your spine, then you'll do that, okay? So play around with bending your knees to make it more gentle. And then from here, we're going to start to move and play and get a little warmer. So here we go. With your inhale, let's get the right leg in the air. Send it high. Exhale and send that right knee forward. Hover it by your right elbow. Just a little hover. Inhale and send the right leg back up in the sky. Exhale, send that right knee over to the left elbow. A little hover there. And inhale, send it back up in the sky. Exhale, send that right knee forward to your nose, just like in the cat pose. Push the floor, curl it in. And inhale, send it back in the sky. Exhale, send that right foot forward, plant it outside your right hand, okay? And inhale, reach your hands up, crescent lunge here. Now check it out, We're gonna balance. So exhale, shift your weight forward. You're gonna bow over that right foot, put some extra weight in it. And then inhale, launch that left leg up into the air. Now we're gonna play around a little bit here so you can use the wall, okay? I'm gonna back up so I have more space. Okay, you've got the left leg up. Big exhale. I want you to reach your hands forward, hinge at your hips, and shoot your left leg back. So you're in a warrior 3. Can you put your hands on the floor and bend your right knee? Yep. Can you touch the wall? Yep. Okay. Inhale, left knee up, hands up. Back to your one leg standing posture. And exhale, back to your warrior 3. Reach your hands forward, shoot the left leg back. Just one more time like that, friends. Big breath in, stand it up, lift the left leg. And exhale, shoot the left leg back for warrior 3. Let's hold here for 3 long, slow breaths. You can reach out for help. You can reach down for some support. You can do that. Okay, find that back body lifting, hips and shoulders level with the floor. One more breath here. Very nice. Go ahead and drop those left toes to the floor behind you and drop your hands under your shoulders. So we're back in a lunge. With your inhale, let's get the right leg up in the air. Three-leg dog. And exhale here, right foot down, back in downward facing dog. Walk your heels out. Whew, that right leg's probably feeling the difference. And let's keep it moving. Inhaling here, move your heart forward and find a momentary plank. With your exhale, walk to your hands and fold. You might bend your knees. Okay, inhale here, push into your heels, roll yourself all the way up. Lift your heart, maybe look up at your hands, maybe a little teeny back bendier than last time. And exhale, hinge it, fold it all the way down. Halfway up on your inhale, just looking forward. And then exhale, fold deeply, hug your legs. All right, palms are down here. Inhale back to your plank. Just keep going through your vinyasa here. Okay, exhaling, lower yourself to the floor. Inhale for your cobra. Pull your hands back, lift your heart up. And exhale for downward facing dog. Take some breaths here in down dog, friends, just walking it out. Noticing how you're feeling. Noticing changes in heart rate, breath rate, noticing body changes in the backs of your legs, your shoulders, your back. Okay, here we go. We're gonna do the other side. So inhaling here, left leg in the air, send it high. Exhale here, left knee bends, send it towards your left elbow, hover there. Inhale, send it back. Exhale, left knee under you to the right elbow, hover there. And inhale, send it back. One more time, okay, exhale, this time right your left knee to your nose. Try to get as close as you can, hover. And inhale, send it back. Nice. This time as you exhale, drop that left foot outside your left hand. And inhale just to momentary crescent lunge, come on up. Okay, exhale here, bow your heart forward. Put some big weight in your left leg. And then inhale, launch that right leg up into the air. And then pause here. If you're gonna need extra space, you're gonna have to move yourself back like I do. Okay, so warrior three and then balance. Here we go. So with your exhale, push the right foot back. Reach your arms forward. Keep the hips and shoulders level with the floor. You can bend the left leg. Okay, warrior three. Inhale back up to standing. Lift that right leg up. And exhale, warrior three. Send the right leg back. Lift that back body, strong back. One more. Big breath in, sending that right foot up, right knee up. And big exhale, warrior three. Hold it here and breathe. Okay, level off that right hip. Strengthen the left quad. Think of lifting your left kneecap away from the floor and long and strong in the right leg. Warming up those legs. One more big breath here, warrior three. And then let it go. Allow the right toes to come back to the floor behind you in a lunge, hands down. We're coming up through three-leg dog. So inhale here, left leg in the sky. And exhale, left foot down, downward facing dog. Walk it out. I don't know about you, but I feel a big difference in the backs of my legs. Some nice warmth and activity there. Okay, gonna give us more freedom. Let's keep moving. Inhaling here, find your plank. We're gonna move through a little vinyasa here. And exhale to your hands and fold. Press into your heels. Inhale, roll yourself all the way up. Maybe a little more of a back bend here as you look up at your hands. And exhale, hinge it all the way down. Halfway up on your inhale, put some weight in your toes. Maybe bend your knees if you need to. And then exhale, fold deeply, hug your legs. All right, palms are down here. Inhale and bring it back to your plank pose. Remember, you can use your knees, okay? And then exhale, slowly lower yourself down. Okay, inhale, pulling back on your hands, lift your heart, cobra. And then exhale, pressing the floor away, downward facing dog. Walk it out here, friends. We're gonna keep playing around, okay? All right, notice the difference in your down dog here. We'll just take a few more breaths just to notice how it feels. Really push the floor with your hands. Push the floor with your feet. Think of lifting your tailbone into the sky. And we want a little engagement between the elbows. So pull those elbows inward. And then maybe spin your heels so that you can't see them anymore. All right, from here, come up on your tippy toes and tiptoe all the way to your hands. Okay, go ahead and ground your heels when you get there. Bend your knees to be soft. And we're gonna take the right foot and take it behind your left foot so that your ankles are crossed. Right foot behind left foot, so the left ankle is in front. And then you can really bend your knees here if you need to, but you're just gonna hang a little bit and swing. Let your upper body kind of sway side to side. See if you feel any differences in your low back from side to side, in your rib cage. Okay, and then we're gonna come up out of this. So push into your heels. Roll yourself up as you inhale. It's a little balancy, a little challenging. Okay, reach up here, interlace your fingers, flip your palms up to the sky. And then exhale as you bend out to one side. Just pick one, okay? Inhale up the other way. And exhale to the other side. And we'll do that a couple more times. It feels good. Inhale to center. Keep that belly button wrapped in. Exhale to the side. Inhale to center. And exhale to the other side. Let's do it one more time, okay? Really working the, the balance system in your legs here as they kind of wobble. One more. Nice. Inhale back up to center. And this time, as you exhale, you're going to pick up your right foot and step it back about half as far as you can step back to a pyramid pose. So right foot is back there. The toes are still pointed slightly forward, okay? I like to think of it about 40 to 60 degrees. And from here, grab onto your hips. And I'm going to challenge you here to come up on your right tippy toes back there. So really want you engaging the right glute. The whole right leg is engaged up on the right tippy toes. Okay, now if it's okay here, come up on your left tippy toes as well. So legs working, absolutely. And you can put some bend in your knees if you need this to be less challenging. And you can, of course, always drop one or two of your feet. But we're gonna play around a little bit with this. Keep your hips and shoulders pointing forward here, okay? We want strong legs actively pushing down, actively pulling in toward each other. Maybe you could fold, hinging at your hips, bringing your upper body about halfway and pausing, breathe here. And then maybe think about bringing your upper body parallel with the floor, but that's not necessary, okay? It's just an option. If you want a little bit more spice, you can reach one arm forward and then the other arm. Whew. Okay, this pyramid pose variation is challenging. It's going to make your legs work. So don't be afraid to modify. One more big breath here on your tippy toes. And then go ahead and bend that left knee. Put your hands on that left knee and drop both feet to the floor. Okay, now our feet are grounded. And you're going to extend that left knee as much as feels good and slide your hands down to your left ankle. Maybe you stay on the shin, okay? You can always stay up on that shin. But if you could, you'll slide your hands down to the ankle, maybe to the floor, and allow your upper body to just drape over that left leg. And we'll take some time here, just breathing. So remember, you can always come up. You can always lift your upper body, fingertips, use the thigh, okay? But do press your feet into the floor. Push the floor away. Pull the feet toward each other. And remember to breathe. Pyramid pose. Your neck is long. Your spine is long. Okay, from here, find a place for your right hand. It could be on the floor. It could be on the left ankle, okay? But somewhere for the right hand to rest and be. Okay, it could even be on the left thigh. And then you're going to reach up with your left hand, looking over to the left, maybe even looking up at that left hand for a revolved triangle pose. Remember, you can bend the left knee. Breathe here as you push the floor away. Big twist here. Remember your long spine and your strong legs. Okay, feeling a lot in that left outer hip, that glute here. Maybe one more breath here in your revolved triangle pose. Parvrita Trikonasana. And then we'll let it go, friends. Bend that left knee deeply. Bring all your hands back to the floor. Notice we're in a lunge shape, okay? We just need to pick up the right foot and step that right foot forward and fold. Whew, shake it off. Take a moment here just to hang. Let your knees bend. Close your eyes. Okay, we're gonna do the other side. So now let's pick up the left leg. Okay, pick up that left foot. Take it around the back of the right and then ground both feet so your right ankle is crossed in front. And you can bend your knees a whole lot here if you need to, but we're just gonna enjoy this fold with our ankles crossed. And I like to kind of sway from side to side to find how the hips feel here. And then find a nice solidity, nice grounding in each foot, and we're gonna roll it up. So inhale, roll your spine up, okay, all the way up to standing here. Interlace your fingers up top. Try to do it the way that you didn't do last time, the one that feels kind of unnatural. Okay, and then we'll start to side bend. So exhale as you press your hands out to one side. And inhale up through center. And we'll do the 2 more times on each side. Exhale to the other side. Inhale back to center. Again, exhale, side bend. Maybe a little deeper this time. Inhale to center. Now remember, as you move, keep your belly button pulling into your spine. It's very important because otherwise this whole movement could just go into your low back, okay? And we want it to go into your whole spine, flexing laterally. One more. Okay, and then inhale back up to center. Exhale here. Step that left foot half as far back as you can, and then you can just bring your hands to your hips. Okay, we're set up for another pyramid pose. So the right toes are still pointing forward. The left toes are pointed forward-ish. They're pointed a little bit out to the left. Okay, hands on your hips. Now get your legs nice and strong. Push the floor down. Pull the feet toward each other. And first, let's come up on the left tippy toes. And you could just do the left tippy toes if you need to. Okay, you can experiment with adding the right tippy toes. Okay, now we have all the tippy toes involved. And breathe. Push the floor, pull the legs toward each other, tippy toes. All right, we'll take a few more breaths here. Just want you to modify when you need it. Okay, breathe and stay with the challenge. Getting the legs nice and warm. Okay, we're gonna start to play with folding, hinging at the hips. Now keep the shoulders and the hips facing forward, squared off all the time. Maybe you just bow forward half as far as you can bow and take another breath. And then maybe you bow so that your upper body is just about parallel with the floor. Now this is a big challenge for that right calf. I can feel it. I'm sure you can too. If you want more challenge, you reach forward with one arm, maybe two. Breathe. Okay, strong legs, still pushing the floor. Whew, building a lot of heat, especially in the back of that right leg. One more breath here in your tippy toe pyramid pose. When you're ready to let it go, bend that right knee, drop your hands to the right thigh, and ground both your feet. Okay, then you can extend that right leg. Keep those hips and shoulders facing forward, and just slide your hands down the right leg until you find a place to hold on. Now, I want to encourage you to avoid pressing down on your knee, but you can use your thigh, your calf, ankle, or even the floor. Okay, get comfortable here. We'll spend a few more breaths. Allow your upper body to continue to drape. Okay, to help you out, you're gonna wanna keep your legs pretty active. So push the floor, pull the knees inward, breathe. Allow your spine to continue to lengthen over time. Pull back on that right hip, okay? You wanna think of your two hip bones in the back being squared off with your mat. Okay, from your pyramid pose, find a place for your left hand to be near or on your right foot. Okay, you can do that. Thigh, shin, ankle, or floor. And then you'll reach up with your right hand. So we're revolving into a revolved triangle pose. Hold and breathe. All right, continue to pull back on the right hip. Really strong legs here. Remember, you can always bend the right knee to make this more of a gentle pose. If it's ever too much, you can always bend. Maybe one more big breath here in your revolved triangle pose. Really wringing out your spine. Challenging your legs. And then we'll let it go. Bend that right knee. All hands down under your shoulders. And then one more time, let's step the back foot forward and fold. Whew. Bend your knees, shake it out. Okay, from here, bend your knees so much that you can come all the way to the floor and shake your legs out in front of you. Wow, we really got into the backs of the legs today. Okay, hamstrings and calves. Okay, from here, let's bring that right foot in. Go ahead and plant it next to your hips. And then use the left arm to hug the right leg. So we'll start to look over that right shoulder, just kind of naturally. And then maybe your right fingers behind you can push the floor and make you a little taller in your spine. And we'll breathe here in this twist. Okay, so the twisting work that we started in that revolved triangle, we can really deepen it here. And if you want to move deeper into the twist, left elbow to the outside of the right knee, and you'll feel at once that it's deeper. So if you go deeper, you need to breathe more deeply. So make sure you're doing that. Big inhales into your chest. Big exhales in your strong belly. One more breath in this twist. And then back out of this. But before we leave this side, go ahead and press that right knee to the floor. Just put it down, okay? And then look over at your left foot. Draw a line to your right knee. And then keep drawing a line out, and that's where you'll put your right hand. So you want your right hand to be in line with the right knee and the left foot, okay? And then from there, push up off of the floor and reach that left hand up. And so you want to take a moment to arrange yourself here. If you tend to wander off the mat like I do, you'll have to get yourself back on. But mostly you want that right knee under your right hip so that you feel really supported. Right hand under your right shoulder. Okay, and then you could spend some time just reaching the left hand away from the left foot. A fantastic side stretch. So ground the outer edge of your left foot, pull your belly button into your spine, and reach the left hand away. Big breath here. Remember that as your hands reach out, it's tempting to shorten your neck, but lengthen it instead. Okay, now you can stay here, but I'll give you something to experiment with if you want kind of a funky challenge. Go ahead and lift that left leg up into the air. So get it about parallel with the ground, okay? And then bend the left knee to point the toes at the back of your head. Now this might be enough for that left hip flexor, and I just want to double check. Be sure that your belly button is moving into your spine. We need to keep the low back safe because you could, if you feel like it's a good idea, reach back for your left ankle with your left hand and hold and breathe. Now, as the belly button moves into your spine, you can think about moving that left foot back if it feels good, but think about the belly button going with it. Okay, we need that belly muscle support to make this safe. We also need the left hip and shoulder stacked on top of the right, so keep that stack feeling. Okay, really nice right or left shoulder opening, left hip opening, left back strengthening. All right, one more big breath here, yogis, wherever you are. And then come out slowly the way you came in. Okay, try to back out in the same order. And then once that left foot is back on the floor, you can drop your hips, lean back on your hands, and shake your legs out again. And we'll do the other side. So from a seat, you can just slide your left foot in next to your hips and plant it for a twist. Okay, and I'll spin around to face you. The right arm is holding that left leg. So the left fingers can come behind you and push the floor. Make yourself a little longer in the spine. Big breath in. Big exhale. You want to deepen it. You take the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. One more breath here on your twist, wringing out all the tension in your back and your torso, cleaning your organs. And then relax out of the twist and push that left knee to the floor. Okay, line the left hand up on the left with the left knee and the right foot, and then press up to your supported side plank. Okay, make sure the left knee is under your hip so you're not struggling, okay? Support yourself here. And then you're grounding the outer edge of your right foot, pushing it down, and you can reach that right hand over your head to the left. Really great side stretch here. Keep your long neck, don't lose that, and keep your belly button strong into your spine. And that's where we get the most effective posture here. So you can stay right here in this really lovely side opener, or you can play it a little bit. We're gonna lift the right leg to start, make it about parallel with the ground. Keep your belly strong, okay? Very important. Bend that right knee, point it at the back of your head, and pause. You could stay there, okay? And maybe the right hand reaches back, and maybe you don't bind today, and that's okay. You don't have to touch the foot today, but if you do, grab it, okay? Grab that ankle. I like to grab the outside of the ankle so I have something big to hold on to. And then we need to move the belly button back with the foot, okay? So important that you're protecting your low back here. Breathe. Remember to stack right over left, hips and shoulders. And smile. How about one more breath in this funky bind, funky balance bind. And then let go slowly. Come out skillfully the way you came in. Okay, once the right foot is back on the floor, drop your hips. Okay. Down on the floor, again, shake out your legs. And then put the bottoms of your feet together. Just one more sweet little low back and hip release before we rest. Okay, put the bottoms of your feet together in front of you. Now you're gonna decide how far or how close you want your feet to be. Your knees might tell you, okay? So listen to your knees. I like to put my feet far enough away from me that my knee angles and the hip angles, everything makes a pretty square shape, okay? But you might prefer more of a diamond. Okay, from there, take your hands down beside you. Just make your long spine. And we're gonna fold over this diamond shape. But we need a long spine, and we also need really grounded hips. So ground your hips and think of moving your heart forward towards your feet. And then remember that it doesn't matter how close your heart gets to your feet. It's totally irrelevant. What we're looking for is a really delicious release in your low back, okay? Maybe across your hips. But you can continue to walk your fingers forward if it feels right. Remember, your neck is long and your spine is long. Close your eyes here. Each inhale lengthens your spine towards your feet. With each exhale, you press your hips into the floor. Keep breathing. Now, this is one of those postures where the more time we spend, the more you'll find it just opens up naturally. And the less force you apply, okay, the more you allow it to be natural, the better it'll feel. At some point, your feet might act like a little rest for your head. Your head might come towards your feet, but that's not necessary. Okay. Take your last breath here in your Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. And slowly walk your hands up, back by your hips, and then see if you could keep this shape with your legs, okay? And slowly roll yourself back. You can reach your hands forward, round your spine, and roll it back with control. All right, once your upper body lands, extend your legs, extend your arms down by your side, and just rest here. Nothing else to do. We've done all the things. We're done controlling the breath, so just let the breath be effortless and natural and free. Your body effortless, easy, soft. And give yourself some time to soften, okay? Sometimes it's just not going to happen right away. Maybe imagine a wave of softness and ease that starts at the top of your head. And with each breath, like the tide coming in, each wave of breath, the softness rolls down your face. With the next breath, getting further down your neck towards your shoulders, and everything is soft where the wave of softness touches your jaw, your eyeballs. Okay, spreading down towards your chest and your arms now, softness in your fingers. Softness in between your ribs. Softness and ease spreading down to your belly, the whole belly soft and easy. Whole back soft and easy. Your hips now, all the big muscles of the glutes, all soft. Legs getting softer all the way down to the knee and then past the knee. Even your feet and your toes, soft and easy. Take some time here just to observe the moment happening. Observe your breath and your body. Give yourself a chance just to be here now and experience life as it's happening right now. Please give yourself as much time as you can just to rest like this and just be and breathe. The longer, the better. This is where I'll leave you today, friends. Thanks so much for practicing with me.